everybody, welcome back to my channel. Apologize, I haven't made a video in a minute. I hope everyone is well, and my new subscribers, thank you. I appreciate you. So let's get right into it. Today there's a couple of things I want to cover. First one is my Morgellons, if you can see, is almost gone. There's a spot right here, there's a spot on my chest, there's a few more on the back of my neck, and that's it. No new spots have arisen, no new lumps have come up, and I've gotten rid of most of it, and you can too. And one of the things you need to do is keep poking those areas with a pin. Let the air get in there. That is huge. That I'm telling you, doesn't matter how bad it is, how bad it looks. You start poking it, let the air get in there. It doesn't like it. It dries it up. Don't be afraid to pick at things. I've picked everything multiple times, but you have to believe me. Somewhere in your body there are some eggs, or there are some creatures that are growing, and they need to be removed. Once I remove the eggs from my neck, which is this area right here, you can still see there's one spot, that's when things started to turn for the better. I didn't realize there was another spot on my buttocks, inner thighs. Once I discovered it, I started getting that out of there, but once that was done, that's it. It started going away. And another thing you need to do, if you're living in a certain location where you're constantly getting attacked by certain bugs, which could be controlled by some other entities that I've already discussed previously, you need to move to a different location. You need to get away from an area where you're constantly getting attacked. That alone could be a huge change. A change in location is a change in life, and that's something you need to consider. So with that, I want to show you some of my latest discoveries because they're very exciting, and they have to do with a very ancient civilization that I have to say was more intelligent than human beings in some ways. They, I believe it's related to the whole Bigfoot thing. That's my belief. I can't show evidence, but I will show you some of the things I discovered. Okay, here's the first one. It looks like a whaling tool, right? Made out of solid stone. Look at the curve. You see the curve in that? I mean, that is very, very precisely done. And the size, this thing is big. Look at that. I mean, can you imagine what type of, I don't think it's a club, but I mean, look at the curve on that. That's remarkable. The amount of time it must have taken to make that. And then when you start to photograph the sides and the other things, interesting faces come up, images. And this is the one where these are the civilization I believe is responsible for this. And I'll show you. Let me get up. Okay, you see the face? It has a sort of like a gorilla and an eye. And let's try it this way. Notice the sloped head. Now the interesting thing is they always put faces within faces. There's always another face within the face. It's never just a single face. And when you get to the back, you get this other face. See that? I mean, the craftsmanship and the detail. So this civilization was so advanced that when they created something, they created it so that it was an image, whether it was upside down, whether it was sideways. I've mentioned this before. The depth of thinking is kind of like, imagine you were carving something out of a piece of wood, and when when you're done carving it, it looks like a bird, but then you flip it upside down and it looks like an antelope. Then you turn it sideways, it looks like a giraffe. I mean, that's the depth of thinking that it takes to create these things. So whatever this civilization was very good at really profound thinking. And not only that, they had incredible eyesight. The eyesight had to be incredible, and I'll show you why. This item. Now look at the carving here. See that? This is the reptile back there. This is the Bigfoot carved face right there. And that actually shows up as a brain. Isn't that interesting? When we have reptilian part to our brain, but this person, this thing with the sunglasses, the goggles, is this bird creature that flies around and that I engaged with in my videos. That's what he looks like when and he has that big nose like that. Also shows with a crown. I mean, it's remarkable. What's remarkable is that, see, the back is bone. Okay, make sure I got this right. The back of it is made out of bone. So somebody took a bone, they knew how to grow crystals. I brought this to a jeweler to make sure it wasn't a diamond. He said, no, it comes up as crystal, as natural crystal, one of the hardest surfaces on Earth. Whoever it was able to carve that crystal with such detail that it shows the face. I mean, and to grow the crystal, it's remarkable. Remarkable. We don't even have the technology today to do this. And also, here's another one. Take a look at this one. See that big nose? And then sideways. Now that one's a little more difficult to see in the detail, but what it really is like a bird-like creature, and he's holding some type of a gun or a weapon. And I also showed this to the jeweler, and they were really amazed too. In between is crystal in there grown. So, I mean, the detail is amazing. So they could make something that small and something this big and powerful. I mean, that's incredible. That is really incredible. It looks like something you would use for whaling. That's what it looks like. It looks like a whaling type thing. But it's solid stone. Amazing. What I believe is that this ancient civilization, their brains were operated in a different way. Logic had not been developed as much, so they were more intuitive and more, just the depth of thinking to create something like this. Take another look at this. Let's look at the back. See? And this is the other one. hard to see everything in here, but now just one more thing before I go. These bigger stones, which I'm going to call Bigfoot stones, Native Americans said that they were magical. And I have discovered when I put my phone up to them, images come through of hairy ape men is the only way to describe it. Actually, you can't see anything right here, but when I put my phone on there and photograph it, these images come up, these spirits, whatever you want to call them. They really are magical. These Bigfoot stones really do have a magical quality to them. And I'm just going to call them Bigfoot stones, but from the tiniest detail, everything on here is relevant. It all has meaning. And you can flip it upside down and you'll get more faces and more images. It's not just pareidolia. It's way more sophisticated than that. I think it probably explains the way the universe works, where information is just stacked on top of information, and if you turn everything upside down, you'd still have another form, sort of like different dimensions, and it's really, really profound. But also, like I said, these stones, they channel the past. And I don't know if it's just because I'm very intuitive and have a certain amount of psychic ability, which I believe everyone does, or it's the stones themselves. But judging from the legends of indigenous peoples, I tend to believe the stones really are magical. And so many of them, when I photograph them, these faces with these eyes come up like they're looking right at me. It's really, really incredible. Obviously, this video isn't going to do any of this stuff justice, but I'm trying to show you because it's so mind-boggling. It's just incredible. So again, Morgellons, mine is almost gone, so it can be cured. Okay. And secondly, there is a race of creatures, whatever you want to call it, that was here even before indigenous peoples, that engaged with indigenous peoples, and they're still here today. I've made contact with them. I've discussed that in other videos. I believe they're ubiquitous, which means that they're everywhere all the time. There's also this other creature that I guess you call it an angel, because it has wings, sometimes it has a bird face, sometimes it has a crown like a king. It can change form. I don't know if it is the old great wizard Thoth or an angel. It's hard to say, but it's been here a long time, and it's still here. So anyway, with that, I'll sum it up. I'll try to make another video sooner than this one. And, I also started a Facebook page, Morgellons Group United. I haven't done much with it yet, but I will eventually get around to building it up to some place where people can discuss Morgellons, and maybe have a way where people can discuss their own cures, ideas, thoughts. You already know my thoughts and ideas on it, and I believe there are different versions of it. So it's Morgellons Group United. It's on Facebook. It's just getting off the ground, so keep an eye out for that. Thank you again. Peace, love, and prosperity, and blessings to you.